up, everyone? It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the Up Next Fighting YouTube channel. With me right now is Ian Miller. Ian, it is nice to see you out here once again. We need to talk about the last time you and I spoke. You were supposed to be making your debut for UNF. Unfortunately, due to an injury, you were unable to. And so now you're in the process of trying to get a UNF fight. Talk to us. What's going on?
Yeah, so I made weight. My opponent didn't actually, but I was fine with it. I just wanted to fight in the first place, and fight for Up Next more specifically. During the shakeout the morning of, I stepped down really weird, and my knee just popped out. Then we went to the hospital and found out I partially tore my meniscus. So I was out for like a month and a half, and then I got the ball rolling. I actually fought last Saturday, won in the first round by TKO, and now I'm back. I want to fight as soon as possible, and then get my pro debut probably December for Up Next.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, you know what? I like it that, yeah, you were sidetracked for a little bit, but it seems like you're back. You're getting the ball rolling. You're doing the thing. So, you were talking about making your pro debut. So, talk to us about what your journey has been like in MMA. When did you get started? What inspired you? How long have you been fighting? What's your record? All of those little details.
Yeah, so I was a hockey player in other sports my whole life, but mainly hockey. And then I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with my best friend. I'd give it, I think, my freshman year of high school, and then I saw on the TV, I was like, what is that? And he was like, oh, it's the UFC. And I was just watching this guy, Rampage Jackson, and I was like, the respect he commanded and the way people liked him, I just wanted to be like that. So I was like, how do I do that? And he told me I needed to quit every other sport and go out for the wrestling team. So the next day I quit hockey and everything and went out for the wrestling team. And then I really hit my inspiration a couple years later when I started watching George St. Pierre, who was like same upbringing, same style, just really, really resonated with him. He didn't grow up bad, and neither did I or anything like that, but we just like to compete and fight, and that's really where I grew my inspiration from. And took some years off to go to college because I wanted to be the first one in my family to graduate from college. So I graduated from Arizona State and then got the ball rolling, started training at Power MMA. Moved back to moved to Ireland for a little bit, trained at SBG for a little bit, and then I moved back to Chicago, trained at Team Top Notch. Knew I just needed to get out of Chicago because the gyms out there aren't up to the par with the rest of the country because everyone just leaves. So I went to Arizona, went to Fight Ready, ended up meeting Aiden and Christian, my two best friends. And then we just kind of knew we needed to do something from there. And I got a DM actually from this gym called the Training Lab, asking me to come train. So we literally left, just packed the car up, came for the week, ended up training, like sparring TJ Dillashaw, Juan Archuleta, Cub Swanson, just the biggest names and the guys that we've idolized our whole lives. And then they asked me to come, then asked both of us rather to move out and train, and we did. We packed up the car, moved out, and like a week or two later, and we've been here ever since. So it's been a long journey, but you got to focus on enjoying the journey. Otherwise, you look back on it and you're like, why didn't I not enjoy it? The journey's the fun part, and then looking back on it is even more fun.
That is definitely true. They always say it's about the journey, not the destination. But, as I was listening to you talk and saying all the things that you've done, I'm like, dude, how many lives have you lived? You're out here, you had time to go to college. You did hockey. You were in Ireland. You were in Chicago. Now you're out here in Los Angeles. I mean, I feel like you've just lived multiple lives here. So I do have a couple of questions. I want to rewind to the hockey portion of it all. So with hockey, did you ever have any regrets where you're wondering whether or not you should have continued pursuing that? Or was it just like, nope, that wasn't my love. That wasn't my passion?
I mean, I'll always love hockey. It's my family sport. Like my dad played it. Everyone in my family played it. It's just growing up in Chicago. The Blackhawks are like one of the biggest things. So I don't have any regrets because I love fighting more than anything. And I do want to congratulate one of my teammates. Growing up, he just won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago, JT Compher, and just seeing other people grow and do what they want to do and things like that, I have no regrets because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Aiden always tells me, he's like, your journey may be different, but you're always supposed to be where, everything happens for a reason. You're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. So that's just the way I look at it now, and no regrets.
Yeah, I was about to say that's definitely the way that it is for, for everybody, honestly. And, I'm curious, you mentioned that, hockey is your family sport. And, when you break away and you start doing something else, what was your family's reaction to that?
It was rough. My dad would go to my wrestling meets and have zero clue what the hell is going on. He still has no clue about wrestling. My mom even more. My mom understands fighting because we're Irish and she's from Ireland, and it's just in our blood. So when I fight, all you hear is her screaming, crying, or one of the two. There's going to be screaming and there's going to be crying. So that's their reaction. My sister is just kind of just there to be there.
Oh, I love that. I love that. My other question was, what did you get your degree in?
Yeah, marketing and sales. So I love marketing, love sales. I like business, so it's a perfect sport to be in if you understand business.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because your business is yourself. You are your brand. You're marketing yourself each and every single time as a fighter. Man, that is awesome. All right, so I do also want to go ahead and just kind of get into, once you make your official debut with UNF, what is it that you want to make sure that you accomplish in UNF, and what do you want to make sure you accomplish after UNF? Like, ideally, what's the journey? What's the end game for you? What's the destination for you?
Well, the destination in the end is the UFC 135 title. That's no doubt about it. Going into every fight, my goal is to essentially make my opponent wish they never started the sport in the first place. And that's just really, and style points. I mean, you got to look good while doing it. So those are like my three things I'd have to say on my end.
Alrighty. Dude, well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing, and I can't wait to see you here at UNF, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, everybody.